really happy I made it to 100 subs. And I got a good amount above that as well. So subs is on YouTube, is unfortunately not on Twitch.
Oh, by the way, you should get around $2 from my Prime subscription, so you're welcome.
I was gonna show it I was gonna show the earnings screen so people can see how rich I'm getting. So yeah, I'm gonna show the earnings screen. I don't think there's anything secret in there.
It would be weird if they weren't the same guys, because who just randomly comes like that to some base and starts raiding?
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so it looks like ads are being added on like with 2 days delay-ish. So we can see here, let me see, let me draw some things. So we can see here, that's my earnings. Oh, and a big blue guy, that's Fintus.
Holy shit, water spike!
So $1.50 right there from a Prime sub. And we have ads right here. And we have Twitch Turbo down here, which is quite interesting. So according to these numbers, I made $0.03 on Tuesday in ads. Oh. And then I pay taxes. I have to pay taxes off that as well.
Yeah, of course.
Paying 50% taxes on 3 cents. Let's go.
Yeah.
What software do I use to draw like this? This one. So actually what I'm doing, so it is a software, but what it does is it takes a screenshot, right? And then I can draw on it, and I can do circles, and I can change colors and so on. So we can do like that. And then I can either copy it, I can save it, I can also print it, but who the fuck prints anything these days? And then I can also just upload. So now what happens is I get this thing, and then I can open it or copy it. And then usually it shows a thing in here. Yeah. So you can see it's a screenshot. It's really fucking nice. I'm a huge fan. And it's light shot. I have no idea how much personal data they harvest or what they're listening to that they shouldn't. But it's I believe, or at least it used to be a plugin for Chrome. So it doesn't work in all programs and so on. It can be a little bit janky. But it's really nice. I prefer it much over the normal Windows software. And then yesterday I made $0.01 from Twitch Turbo. You.
Yo.
So
Full-time streamer when.
And I want to emphasize that that is from 41 minutes of ad breaks. So people have watched 41 minutes of ads on my stream. And I've earned 4 cents. That's about a cent per 10 minutes. I'm not entirely sure these numbers are completely up to date. It feels like there's some delay in the numbers, but it's so fucked up. People usually say that Twitch ads pays quite well. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Let me put it like that.
Kumpi on sisäänpäin?
Okay. One step at a time, big man. True. Like 5 days ago, we were earning no money. Now we've earned almost $1.50. There we go, man. And more and more people are tuning in and enjoying the stream. Oh, I don't know if they're enjoying it, but they're tuning in at least. Well, I'm just trying to be honest here. I have no idea if people like it. I hope they do. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I think we peaked around, with YouTube and Twitch combined, we peaked around 13 or 16 viewers today, which is really nice.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah. It's becoming quite respectable.
Yep. Okay, furnaces are now full of wood. I'll just make sure all the doors are closed.
Nice. Okay, then, yeah. That's nice. Okay. This is also one of those games that you can just keep doing something. Because now it's like, okay, now they're full of wood, but they're not full of iron. So let's go find iron ore. It just infinitely keeps going. It's really fun. I really like those games, to be honest. Where they always just, yeah, but you could also do this one. Yeah, I could. Let's do it. Tactical jacket, rag wire, burlap. I think we're gonna try to make those. Wire, rags. Wait, that was burlap.
No, that's for tomorrow. You need to go to sleep.
Yeah. I know. I know, right? Okay. We just make those jackets really quick. Oh yeah, you saw my YouTube shorts doing well. Yeah, some of them are doing really well. Well, at least for my standards, they're doing well. I'm happy with it. That was my wife is my biggest video on YouTube now. Let me find it. It was me explaining Darkseid to my wife. I don't think that. So it was really fun. She has like 4,000 views. It's the first video I have that goes above 4,000, so that's really
nice.
It's really nice and it's really cute. It's because of my wife, and it has really good stats. Like 70% of people who was presented it saw it more than the first 5 seconds, and then the average view time is like 67%. And it's like we can watch it and then I can explain something. There was some really fun comments, so let's just watch it real quick.
Are you a duck?
Yes, and I can fly.
Yeah, what the hell then?
Because I'm gonna kill people, so I have a baseball bat. So here. It's a PvP game. So this is someone else's base. Now I'm gonna try to destroy it. Let's see if there's any delicious goodies inside.
That's quite cute and funny.
Oh, so see here I do 0.2 damage every time, and it has 150 health. Just need to attack it 1,000,000 times and we're in.
Oh, why is it funny?
Then I'm gonna find it. Maybe he has a weaker side of the base somewhere.
You choose the dog?
No, everybody is a dog. Why was that down there?
Are you a dog?
Yeah. I noticed now that the last subtitle is kind of fucked. But yeah, this video I think is cute and it's funny that I'm just explaining the game to my wife and she has some really fun reactions here. I think it's brilliant. It's really wholesome. And then the comments are just, the first comment we got was, "Gosh, I miss having an SO. Enjoy it."
Oh damn! Right in the field.
That's so fucking depressing. I really hope he or she makes it out well. But I just get this mental image of this person just sitting on the couch with a blanket on and crying and watching it and eating ice cream or something like that. Yeah, this comment I think is my favorite comment of all time because it's so sad and so funny at the same time. and then there's 2 people who dislike the video. And I'm like, who dislikes that video? Like, are they? I don't even know what goes through their head.
They're jealous.
Yeah, but I don't even I don't even know. I just imagine these like angry, bitter people online like, no, you didn't deserve to be happy if I'm not happy. Something like that.
Yeah. Those people exist, sadly.
Yeah, unfortunately. Maybe it was a misclick. I really don't think so. But yeah, maybe.
But I'll hop off Discord right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thanks
the
for playing,
gaming.
Princess. It was
Yeah.
fun.
It was super fun. Nice red defense.
Yeah, it was really nice. Wouldn't have made it without you.
Wouldn't have made it without awesome base.
True. Greatest where greatest do. And without the guns we just picked up, we would have been fucked, I think.
Yeah. But thank you and good night.
Yeah, thank you. Take care. And then there's this really fun, like really interesting thing of how shorts works. I'm not an expert or anything, but I'm just commenting on what I'm seeing. So whenever you make a YouTube Shorts, it kind of seems like you're guaranteed 500 views. And I believe those 500 views are when YouTube is testing it, like for different demographics, audiences, and age groups, and so on. So you're essentially always guaranteed these 500 views. And it's not a success if you get 500 views. That's like the minimum, basically, you can get. If you get less than that, that's really bad. But like around 500 seems to be the minimum you really get. And then if it performs well and YouTube finds people who wants to watch it, then it ticks up. And then sometimes it performs really well and it really knows who to give it to. And then you get these spikes up. And then sometimes it plateaus after that and then spikes up again. And I have no idea why. It looks like it's the same time of day here, right? So this is around 12 local time, and then until 22, and then it just dies off. And then again, around 11 the next day, up until 22. And then it just reached its ceiling here. So now it's just slowly grinding along. And you can see this is the views in the last 48 hours. We only got 68 in the last 2 days, right? And compared to we got like basically 1,000 in a day or something like that back here. Like this is really like now this video is just dead. It's not gonna get more views than this, essentially. This is the limit and it's slowly gonna trickle up. But what I thought how YouTube worked is I thought you would put on a lot of videos and those videos would be like cumulative, I don't know, additive. It would, I need to learn more math words. Essentially, they would always bring in views, right? So the more videos you have, the more views you would also naturally get. But I don't think it works like that in the beginning. So what I'm seeing on YouTube is that like I have these huge ups and downs and spikes and so on. And some videos like they get, so this is shorts, for example. This is performing really poorly because it only has 200 views and it's only getting like 35 here and there. So if we look at these stats, but I got 1 subscriber, so I'm really happy for that. I think subscribers are better than anything else, but like 27% saw this. People don't give a fuck about this short, and they have an average watch time of it hasn't shown that yet. but like 16 seconds. This is trash shorts. People don't give a shit about this. But what I was trying to say that I stopped saying is that let's take this one. So if we can see, so you can see this is my best performing video, and it just got a huge amount of views in a very short amount of time. And then this is how I thought YouTube would kind of work with all videos, is you get some views and then this curve just steadily goes upwards, right? So the longer the video exists, the more views it would naturally get, right? Maybe not this steep, but like it would go up there and it would slowly crawl up. But we can take maybe this one, building our kingdom. So this was when we played Kingdom 2 Crowns. And you can just see this one, 12 views, 1 subscriber. Again, subscribers are great. But it's like, this isn't getting any views. Let's find one with a little bit more watch time. Let's get this one that I think most people thought was an Asmongold video. So you can see we got a really big spike here, really, really nice. But then it just fucking stops. And it really just plateaus. Like, so it really goes against how I thought YouTube worked, with like the gradual incline kind of forever. I thought when YouTubers, when you get big enough and you have a big back catalog, then you can kind of just retire, and then the views would just keep trickling in and you would keep getting some ad revenue. And to some extent, I'm sure that's true, but it's just to a much, much lower extent than I expect. Like, the plateau is really fucking crazy, and it does it consistently. Let's find another one. So we can take, I'm gonna do it with my longer videos, or we can also do it with the shorts, to be fair. Looks like a square root, exactly. So this one, exactly same, what is it called? Like, same graph, right? The plateau, like, looking at this, I'm starting to understand flat earthers. Oh, you know that 500 views, yeah. And it's just we can see this over and over again. Like this one, plateau. This one. Okay, this plateau. Okay, this is fucking crazy. So see, I wouldn't say hugely successful, right? But it got a lot of views. It got 1,000 views in like what, 4 hours? No, 5 hours. 5 hours time, 5-6 hours, we got like 1,200 views, right? And then it just plateaus completely. And the stats are terrible here. And they had a bad percentage view. Like, I don't know why this got as many views as it did. It doesn't make any sense. But the plateau, man. So it piles on the screen time because of that force 500. That's why your thing might get pushed down and plateaus. Let's say other creators put out more YouTube shorts with the same amount of people using YouTube. I kind of get what you're saying, Matt. My theory is that YouTube looks at 2 things. Primarily 2 things. They probably look at a lot of things, right? But they look at your impression click-through, which impressions is how many sees your video, like your thumbnail. It can be on the front page, it can be in like the recommended, it can be like after a video you can go watch these videos, so on. Like how many sees that? And then your click-through rate is how many people who sees the video actually clicks your video. And on most of my videos, it's way less than 10%. So this one is 5.5%, right? So from 12,000 people who saw the video, only 1.2 thousand actually watched the video. And then the second metric is what is the average view duration. So I'm getting relatively low, like the average viewer watches this video less than 4 minutes, like 3 minutes and 46 seconds. But because there was as many as there was, it still has a total of 72 watch hours, right? But if I get this up to like 30 minutes or something like that, then I think the video is much more interesting for YouTube to push and to present to a lot more people. Because we have to keep in mind, YouTube's game is to show ads. And you cannot show ads in a video people only watch for 3 minutes and 46 seconds. That doesn't make sense. But if people are watching a video for like 30 minutes, you can have an ad break every 10 minutes without people complaining too much. So that would be 3 ads. That's a lot more interesting to YouTube than this is. So I just want to make it clear, I'm not blaming YouTube or anything. I'm trying to understand the system, and the system is the system. Like I cannot change it, and I just need to understand it and learn it. So again, about the same click-through rate, 5%, and way lower view duration. This is almost half at 2.11 minute. So if I get this number way higher, way higher, no idea how to do that. But if I get that higher, then I think the impression is going to increase as well. Because they have to measure. If they show this video and only 5% people click on it, and those 5% people only watch it for 2 minutes, then what else do they have in the back catalog they can present instead? Maybe they have an asthma goal video that people have a much higher click rate through, and they have like a better view, like watch time. Maybe it would make a lot more sense to present that to them. Like, it's the same logic all businesses use, right? Like, McDonald's has a much higher chance of selling you a Big Mac than a salad. So what does McDonald's do? They have a lot of burgers because people eat burgers. They don't have a lot of salads because people don't eat fucking salads. And those fucking carrots you can get instead of fries. But yeah. And I think, of course, I'm fighting against every other content creator on YouTube as well. Because YouTube doesn't care who you are or what your goal or your message is. They just want engagement and they want watch time so they can show ads. And if you provide that, then they will push your video. But if someone else is doing it better than you, then why wouldn't they just show that person instead of you? And there's plenty of people on YouTube, and a lot of them are probably doing better content than I am. So why not show those people? Perfectly fair. Perfect. Like, that's life. Just make better content, and then my stuff will be shown. And I'm editing my own stuff, and I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I'm not an editor. Like, and it's okay to edit. It's not my passion to edit videos, but I don't hate it either. But if I could avoid to edit, like if I could not edit stuff, I would love to do that. Honestly, sometimes just do what you love. Yeah, exactly. And let's just keep in mind that the graph is going up. This looks a bit deceptive, but if we look in the last 90 days, I think you'll naturally push out higher quality stuff. Yeah, I think you're right. So we started being consistent the 4th of August. That was the first where we started. So I had a stint before, like all the way back here in January last year. And that looks so small now compared to this. But here I started trying to do some things, but I had a shit computer back then, so I couldn't record. I couldn't record in proper quality. The videos was bad. My game was lacking and so on. It was a whole big thing, right? So that was an issue. Now I have a better computer. My games aren't lagging in general. I can record in good quality. So since I got that, I've been streaming every single day, and I've tried to upload videos every single day based on those streams, like edited and so on. So I would say if we look at this, we can kind of see an upwards trending trend. Is that how you say it? So consistency is key, and I just need to keep being consistent. I think that makes sense. And views, I don't care as much about views, to be honest. I think watch time is more important. And when you see watch time, you see a much better trend where it grows more and more, and it's growing quite well now. Yeah, upwards trend, yeah. So I'm happy with this, and I'm happy with the subscribers. I think it makes sense to focus on subscribers, even though it's not. I don't know what to do to get more subscribers. It's not like I can go out on the street and ask people. Well, I can, but I don't want to go out on the street to ask people to subscribe to me. And I don't want to make those cringy mid-roll things where I have a clip asking people to subscribe to me. People knows how to subscribe. If they want to subscribe to me, they'll subscribe to me. Like, I think people prefer to avoid those cringy stuff, even though it probably works. And subscribers will hopefully watch videos, and when they watch videos, it will generate watch time, and with that, it will be exposed to more and more people and so on. I think it's a self-reinforcing effect, and I'm happy with that. Yeah. I think I need to go to bed an hour ago. Yeah, January. Genuinity. I'm so bad at pronouncing some English words. Genuinity. I don't know. It is the best way to push out content. I hope so. But on the other hand, you can be cringe just to be cringe, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Like if you lean into the cringe and you just know it's cringe, and you know it's cringe, you lean into the cringe and you make it more cringe, then I think it can work and it's fine. Yeah, I kind of like that as humor though. Like just lean into something terrible and make it even worse, but then make it so bad that other people feel worse than you do in the situation. That's usually how I deal with things. Yeah, I kind of like satire. And again, I don't really want to be anyone I'm not. This is just raw, unfiltered me, and that's also why I had a mental discussion whether I should care about my background and should I do anything so you don't see all this bullshit. Like you're seeing tools here, I think. You're seeing a painting my father-in-law did. It has some really pretty writing in Korean that we don't have on the wall at the moment while renovating. And that's like plaster to fix walls and paint over here. I can move this. Like Oh, you don't see the last paint bucket. There's one down here, and then you have all kind of shit, right? And that's just because I'm renovating, and this is how my computer room looks right now. Like that's life. That's what's going on, and I didn't want to censor that or anything. I didn't want to clean up and fake it, so to speak. I always like the paint buckets, by the way. Really, that's good. It is really a true view into my life. Yeah, I have so much shit, and I put it all into my room so it wouldn't bother my wife. Like my wife has like a completely clean and minimalistic office for herself, and there's no other shit in the rest of our apartment, because I know it annoys my wife. So I put it in my room. It doesn't really annoy me. Like I'm living like a caveman in here, and it reminds me of when I lived in a dormitory and didn't have any room. And all I need is a chair and my computer, and as long as I can get to it, I'm good. But I cannot get many other places in the room, and I don't use the room that much. I think it's almost twice as big as what I'm actually using. Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, I can show around a little bit. So like we have all of this bullshit over here. So these are just empty boxes. Like there's nothing in these. And then this one, where's my finger? Oh, it's all the way over here. This one is a homemade plushie I made for my company. And then what else? Then we have some tools, and there's a gardening thing here to cut branches and shit. Yeah. And what do I have here? Here. More empty boxes. Oh shit. Okay, I cannot find more empty boxes. A Yoda lamp. Some tools. Oops. And that used to be my Warhammer table, but then I stole all my Warhammer because I realized how bad I was at painting. Oops. And it's really fucking huge. Like it might look big, but it is motherfucking big. Like I don't even know if I can get it all. Jesus Christ. It's so big. And yeah, I had it custom made for our company, for our game studio, because I thought it would be fun to have like our logo as a plushie in the studio, in the office. Some would probably argue it was a waste of money. It's a goat. Okay, I can explain. Let me see. So it's obviously a goat, right? It has the beard and it has the horns, and it's also a hamster. So our game studio was called Goat Hamster because it's half goat, half hamster. And there's a whole story behind that name, but I can tell that some other day. So, let me see if I Google Goat Hamster. We should show up. So this is our company and our studio, and you can see us here. I was young and cringe back then, but it's hard to see. But this is me. This is me being the boss and the leader, the CEO. And then we had my partner, one developer, 3D artist, 2D artist, UI, UX, and then another 3D artist. And we made a couple of games and had fun. And this picture was taken when we went to the movies as a company trip. And then we have I look quite different with my beard. Yeah, like the beard is a new thing. I used to not have a beard. And this was our office. Like this is where we worked, and this is where we had our work. So what we needed to define the work, what we had to do, current in progress, what was blocked, what was in review, and what is done. So it's like it's a simple Scrum board, and we made it physical so it was easier to see and everybody had an overview, and we were just bootstrapping it back here. Like we had no money and almost no income or anything, and we were like it was just chill, like just young people doing our best and trying to make it work. You can see making games here in Unity, and then Jua here coding. So he's a beast at coding. He is so good at coding. Compared to the rest of us, he's a god, and we were just retards. What else? Yeah. So this is me. Like what? This is 3 years ago, I believe, without the beard and everything. This was an article for when our company got acquired, where they wanted to put out some feel-good story. Like the main company wanted to put out a feel-good story of how it's a good idea that they bought our company and how they fit in strategically to their thing and so on. And that's not that long ago, actually. No, it's not. It feels like a lifetime ago. So they asked me randomly to send a picture because they needed it for an article, and I was like, "What? I don't wanna send a random picture. Like I am very shy and introvert, and I don't like being photographed. My wife has changed that, but I really used to hate it. I actually hated it so much that we almost have no children photos of me. Like my family don't have that, because when I was young, I would destroy all pictures of me because I hated it so much. But yeah, so they asked me to take this picture, right? Like, hey, can you send us a picture for a press release? I'm like, the fuck? So I asked people like, I need to take like a press release photo. Do you have any ideas? And at this point, we were like 12 employees, and we had a marketing employee and everything. And then we came up with this idea that we just took a picture, like a random place in the office, and then someone would hold the plushie behind me. Because that seemed like a fun idea. So we took this picture and we sent it, and that was the only picture we sent. They didn't get any options or anything, and I was like, this is the picture for your article, take it or leave it. And then you see it compared to these other pictures that the owner of the mother company has taken, right? They're super corporate and like well polished and in a suit and with a blazer on and everything, and then we just have me in a random t-shirt that I wore that day with the way I looked that day, and then our plushy like mascot in the background. Yeah, it's good fucking times. I think this was like the first Facebook banner that we had. It might be the Facebook banner we still have. Yeah, but the logic here was that it was our different game characters fighting against each other, kinda. Unfortunately, we never got to make the character with werewolf and the teddy bear, but I really like the concept, and if I one day get really good at game development, or if I get a lot of money, I think I might revive the idea. Oh shit. So okay. So this was the first, Jesus Christ, that's small. This was the first prototype or like idea for our game, Idle Necromancer. And like you just had this Necromancer and then you just bought units and it didn't do anything except numbers go up. So buy a thing, numbers go up, rinse and repeat, right? Like very basic idle game. And then the green thing here was essentially your currency. But it's magic, right? Because you are necromancer and then you raise the dead, and then for some reason those undeads give you more magic and so on. So this is how it used to look. And then let's see, and then this is, let's see if we can, if there's actually, we don't have Facebook. And this is how it ended up looking. Where you actually summon units, and it ended up looking way different than that as well. Let's see if we do Idle Necromancer. Honestly, I'm still quite proud of this game. I think we did something really good. So you are the Necromancer on the field. You have like a team of minions you can summon here. You have a capacity per unit. So you can summon 8 of these, 50 of these, 15 of those, 70, you get it. And you select one, and then you tap on the screen where to summon it. And then every level has like a couple of waves. I think it was 4, I don't remember now. So you have these humans coming towards you. And if your Necromancer dies, then you lose the wave. Like, then you lose the game. I'm seeing this and I can just see all the things that has been changed since we released the game, and then we sold this game to another studio. But yeah, we had a video that actually showed like from start to finish. I've not played too many of these types of games. Now understandable. Quite satisfying, I must say. That was what we went for sure. Jesus. It is, I would say, quite a satisfying gameplay loop. And this guy is just using auto summoner. So we got a lot of cool units later on, like, which is now, right? Before we sold it, but in the beginning we had too many basic units and it was kind of boring. So you can see these skins I was quite happy with, and it's like it is gacha. You buy chests or you buy summons and then you upgrade them and so on. And then you have this campaign map that you work through. So when you clear one, every time you clear like a wave and kill the humans, then you unlock a chest. And when you clear the entire map, then you can go to a higher difficulty. So he's on difficulty Nightmare, and that is like in the middle. He can do 2 more. And besides this, there's also another, like, let's call it an island or like a different biome. There's also like a winter version, or like maybe like a not Viking, like Viking-ish area you can go to as well, where you have different enemies and different terrain and so on. I wonder. So we sold this game 1.5 years ago, and I know they've been making changes and so on. So I'm a little bit curious. Like it's kind of fun for me to see, but there's also some things I'm a little bit confused about. But you can see here, you get a preview of what your enemies are. You get like an estimated power level, and then you see your team's power. And this calculation is like, it's not precise at all. It's impossible to make it precise, but it's just an estimation. And then you get to choose your team. So you can only have 6 minions like with you at a time, and then you can change them out and you can see what he hasn't brought to the fight here. But it's really, I'm curious why I don't see, I'm not seeing the way to change islands up here. That's super weird. And he should have unlocked this as well, I believe. And this one, he should also have this. So unless like I guess they must have changed the progression a lot. So I actually made this background. And when I say I made it, it means that I placed all the things. So we had a really talented 2D artist who made all the art, and she made everything, also the visual effects and so on. So she made all these trees and hills and so on. And then I just sat inside Unity and I placed them all manually. So this entire map is like handmade by me. I put everything here and there. And it's less impressive than it sounds. What it actually means is that this is like one asset, and then I copy pasted it and I put it like behind, but then I flipped it so it doesn't look as reused as it is. So you can see this one. This one is the exact same one as this, for example. And this one is the exact same one as here. And this one is the same here. So I made these small groups of things, and then I just copy pasted it here, apparently. And you can see this is the same as this and so on, right? Quite basic, quite simple. And I hand like, how to say, like, yeah, it's like making collages, same concept. Yeah. So in this screen, when you look at it in Unity, it has like thousands of things in it because I copy pasted so many things. So like you can see there's one tree here. Okay, that's one thing. Then there's 3 trees here. That's another thing. And I think if we just counted the assets on this screen in the background, we could probably get to like 50 or something. Maybe even 100, because this is also a thing I placed there manually. And remember, we are only seeing what, 17 to 11. So we are seeing 7 levels here. There's 45 levels. So that's quite a lot more scrolling than this. That was a stupid amount of things. But because it's all just 2D drawings, Unity is really good at optimizing that and making sure it doesn't cost too much performance and call it and so on. So we didn't have to worry about that performance that much, at least. But it's really interesting to see. I'm gonna try to find a video. I'm gonna do it off screen because I'm a little bit concerned of what might pop up. We had this, I made this really cool video Okay, I think it was a cool video. When we released the game, I found all footage that I had. Okay, so they just deleted everything. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, so can I open this? How do I do this? I want to show a video, but it's on LinkedIn, and I don't know if you need to be signed in, but yeah. Maybe it's on Instagram too, but I probably need to be signed in on Instagram too. Okay. I think I have a workaround. I'm gonna turn off this monitor, then I'm gonna move the video, and then you don't see all my things, hopefully. Yeah, I think that'll work. So I think we do this. So this video, I made this when we released, I think when we released, I don't remember when I made it, sometime. So you can see the original concept, and the whole point is to show Idle Necromancer, like our game from initial concept and how it evolved throughout development and maybe throughout release. So let's see. So, okay. Let me just talk about this. So this was the first gameplay prototype we had, where it's like, okay, let's send skeletons towards some humans and let's see how it feels. And like, these are obviously placeholders, and there's no damage here, there's no health or anything. This is just, let's send a lot of units and see how that feels, and let's just bunch it together. And then this is, okay, let's get some damage numbers in here. We only have the skeleton asset right now, so we just make it green, and then it's a zombie. So that way we can tell the difference and so on. And back here we were working with like a night and day mode. So during the night there would be light in the houses, and the lighting would be different and everything. It was a huge fucking hassle, and we spent so much time trying to do this until I said we needed to stop. Wait, that's really cool to see the progress now. A lot of game studios do this. Yeah, I know. Not a lot do it, and I think it's cool. So that's why I wanted to do it, and that's why we had some captures underway, and I thought it was really worth putting it together and see it. So yeah. So here you can see we start to have different units, skeletons, zombies, and wolves, and ghouls, and everything. And here, like at this point, the enemies weren't moving, but our units were moving. So the humans were all standing still. They would never go further than this. As you can see, this guy's just standing there and waiting. So they were very static. So you can see again, very static. We just have like kind of robots marching down. And what we're seeing on the left here is a heat map. I don't remember. I think this was a performance test, or it was just a test to see where most shit bunch up. And obviously it was bunch up here where they couldn't go any further. So I think the way the game worked at this point, oh, maybe I'm in a bad position. So the way the game worked at this position was that our units could not go further than here, and the enemy units could not go further than here. So we just had this very stale and stagnant gameplay where you just bunch up to here and no further. So that was an issue with gameplay. And you can see like how weird it looks. So here, this is the first this is the first footage we have of the enemies actually moving further down. And now there's like a sense of danger, or you can be pushed out, right? This was our first UI, like a UI idea. It took up a huge amount of space. So much wasted space. You can see it's like almost 24% of the screen, and this is also a huge amount of UI. Like, it's so big. And it's like the humans could never go further than the graveyard, so you could only be pushed back to the graveyard, and then you could just kind of force your way through. Let's talk about these. Then we had these obstacles, kind of walls, and these walls just serve to slow down the gameplay. So it's just, you need to spend time killing this wall because you need to kill the wall. And then you had the menu here, and then we tried to change it to make these bigger. What did we cut away to get that? The resources. So the resources now went up here, which makes this better, but it's still a huge amount of screen to take for that. And then these icon looks better than they did before, just because they're bigger and you can actually see them. And then this is where we're getting close to the final result. So we have our Necromancer avatar down here, so you can actually see things. You can boost him, so he summons more, so you have more active gameplay now. We have the final, like, semi-final menu, and this is way more streamlined with a much smaller bar, much smaller icons, or like resource things up here, settings menu, and so on. So it's just looking from this to this. It's just such a big difference. So we did try out a lot of things, and in the end, we actually really tried not to do this because we felt it was too played out in games, especially mobile games. Like, it's too tried and true, right? It's not unique, it's not creative, but it just fucking works, man. And if there's one thing you just want to do, if there's one thing I learned as a young studio, as a young game developer who didn't have a lot of experience, is you just want to do what works. Don't be fancy, don't try to do a lot of things. Just fucking do what works and save yourself the time. Because you're not gonna, maybe you're gonna invent a new way of doing UI, but you can be creative in different places, right? Like, your UI is not gonna be the defining trait of your game. So figure out what makes your game unique and focus on that aspect and let the rest just work. Don't reinvent that. Reinvent what creates value. That's it. But that's it. That was a little bit backstory of Game Studio, and yeah, and how, well, that was 7 years of my life running that from the ground, starting with me and my partner, 2 people. Then 7 years later, we had 12 people in total, including ourselves. We sold it to a different company. We made games. We did everything. We had a lot of fun. I learned a shit ton during those 7 years. I also worked a stupid amount of time. And yeah, it was fun. It was really, really fun. If I had the chance to do it over, I wouldn't do it again. I absolutely would not do it again. I would go out and get a normal developer job and use more time, like use my development degree a lot more, because I would have earned a lot more money and I would be a lot less stressed with a lot less work time. But hey, now I have a shit ton of experience in a lot of random things. It was fun, but it was also fucking difficult. And yeah, if anybody wants advice or anything like that with game development, I am happy to provide it. I have a lot of hard-earned lessons and hard-earned experiences, and I love to share it. So sometimes I also have some clips on the channel about game development and so on. And I am usually a Debbie Downer about it, but what I'm really trying to be is like, I'm trying to be as realistic as possible to increase your chance of success. Because I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass and say it's all butterflies and sunshine and rainbows. It's not. And I want you to focus on what creates value and to increase your chance of success. And trying to make an unrealistic product is not in your best interest. So I just want you to make a realistic product, earn money, make a slightly bigger one, earn more money, and just keep going until you can afford to make the game you actually want to make. Because nobody wants to make tic-tac-toe or a Candy Crush clone, but a Candy Crush clone will make you money, and that will allow you to make the game you want. You need money, so make the money first, and then make a dream project. Don't try to make a dream project, go bankrupt, get sad and depressed, and go into a job you don't like. Make games that make money, first and foremost, and then do what you want. Then create your dream product. That's the advice I wish I had back then. And on that happy note, I'm calling it. I think I overstayed an hour or something. Yeah, I have work tomorrow. I need to get up in like 6 hours. Thanks everybody. It was a huge blast, and I'm thanks, Matt. And I'm really happy that you're all here, and I'm happy to see you again, Matt. It's been a while. Yeah, I hope my experience can save some people some hardship. Take care, everybody. See you tomorrow. Boy.